Fun to do bad things, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
17 members and associates of the Hells Angels are facing criminal charges in a violent attack.
Federal agents allege the outlaws sold drugs, traded firearms, and engaged in insurance fraud and even tampered with government witnesses.
We have learned there is cell phone video as well as surveillance video of evidence in this attack.
The U.S. Attorney characterized today's raids as historic, the largest federal bust on organized criminal gang activity.
Retaliation is common for crimes involving biker gangs. However, it could happen anywhere because of how interconnected gangs have become nationwide.
The 3-year investigation resulted in 42 federal indictments on a variety of charges, including racketeering, money laundering, drugs, gambling, insurance fraud, and extortion.
There's a bunch of bikers up here, and they're shooting guns and stuff. I need the police now.
But on foot going towards 2nd Street. Okay, receive.
Then you see a pack of Hells Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined the street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006, back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon 2011. Came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today we're going to talk about the next defendant to go to trial for the murder of Henry Silver. But before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time. Happy Thursday. There's a lot going on out there, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. Lindsay, thank you for joining me. I appreciate everything you do for this show. Hit the like button, subscribe, put the notification bell on all so you get notified every time I drop a video. Go check out Patreon. We got exclusive content over there. We got memberships. You can join the membership here. I have over 6,000 videos for you to choose from, ranging from all kinds of things, from mob guys and different motorcycle club members and actors and MMA fighters, boxers. I got it all. So make sure you guys check out the content. We're going to be talking about a bunch of things today, but we're going to start it off. You know, we've been talking about a bunch of fake people. Craig, what's up, man? We've been talking about a bunch of fakers out there. Now we're going to talk about a faker who claimed to be a police officer. This is crazy. So this story is coming out of California. A man accused of impersonating cop is pulled over by the actual police. It's crazy, insane. A man in Hermet, California is facing multiple charges after he was allegedly impersonating a motorcycle police officer. He was arrested after an actual law enforcement officer pulled him over. The Hermet Police Department announced Tuesday that its officers stopped a motorcyclist who had active emergency lights and had committed multiple vehicle code violations. The rider was found wearing a uniform closely resembling local law enforcement agency, police said, along with a deputy belt and an alleged Glock-style gun. The man was detained and disarmed by officers who conducted a search of the rider at the scene, revealing additional law enforcement-style weapons, including a baton, a canister of pepper spray, and 2 functioning tasers. He was arrested and booked on several charges, including impersonating a peace officer and illegal possession of weapons. Let me show you a picture of all the stuff that they found on this guy. Insane. Like, what would cause these people to do this type of shit? It's like this guy, the international president for the Hells Angels, some meth head out in wherever he's from. Where's he from? Missouri, I think. Like, this guy is not a member of the Hells Angels. I confirmed it a long time ago. And now this guy's trying to be a traffic cop. I mean, look at his bike. Look at all this shit he had on him. Handcuffs, tasers, all this sheriff's office, badges, a baton, a walkie-talkie. I mean, it says traffic on his vest. This guy's insane. Where do they find these people at? After his arrest, officers discovered he had previous felony convictions. He's legally prohibited from possessing firearms, officials said. He is also not licensed to act as a security guard, according to police. Authorities started the investigation and are urging anyone with information to contact Sergeant Chavez. I bet you any money they're going to find people that were like, I got pulled over by this guy. We are committed to protecting the community, ensuring that law enforcement authority is never misrepresented, the department said. Crazy. I mean, it takes all kinds to make the world go round. We're learning that, right? If you guys haven't seen last night's show with Popcorn, go check it out. And we got another one dropping later on today. It's going to be with Miklo, the man himself, that all this transpired and we figured it out. It's Miklo's book that what's his name, plagiarized, and it all came to light. So Miklo throws in his 2 cents on the situation on Bullshitter Harris, and we're going to get into that. It's a good one, too. So today, we're talking about this guy. This guy was the former, I don't know if he's the former or still, he's in prison, president of the Pagans, and he was arrested for murder of this guy. And this guy was in the club too, allegedly. So I think it was 6 people that were arrested in this situation. Here are some of the defendants. So this is pretty wild. Pretty wild story. Let me see if I can find a picture of the other guy. I don't know. I can't find it. So, allegedly, let me find this. So the next guy to go to trial is this guy, the guy on the left. And his name is Ryan Lane. He's the former president of the Pagans Motorcycle Club. Says the crime that happened was in 2022, the shooting of Henry Silver on September 9, 2022, in the Carolina area of Marion County, West Virginia. Henry Silver was fatally shot in the parking lot of the Carolina Arbors Apartments. Deputies allege that the murder was a culmination of planned violence stemming from a hidden romantic relationship between Silver and Megan Ball. The significant other of a Pagans MC member, John Lee Wolfe. So this was his girlfriend. Wolfe reportedly organized the killing, identified Silver to the armed assailants, who arrived wearing ski masks and pagan motorcycle club attire. So they put ski masks on, but they had pagan shirts on and stuff like that. What? Insane. Like, they put ski masks on, but they had their clubs logos all over their clothes. Wow. I did not know that. So here's a picture of the crime scene. So they were wearing ski masks and pagan motorcycle club attire. You see what I'm saying? Like, these individuals put it upon themselves to put pagan style clothes on and commit this crime. I can probably bet 100% that the club is not involved in this. Here's the investigation and arrest. Wolfe allegedly convinced a meeting of at least 5 other pagan members during which silver was discussed. Evidence includes text messages in which Wolfe and Lane discussed needing to handle silver. And a message Wolfe sent to Lane roughly 10 minutes before the shooting stated, "Keep your phone on. I might need bail money." Lane, 36 at the time, texted Wolfe multiple times in the lead up to the killing. Deputies allege he traveled to meet Wolfe and was aware of the plot to murder Silver. Criminal complaints describe Lane as playing a coordinating role rather than pulling the trigger himself. So he didn't pull the trigger. He was just part of the conspiracy. Lane was arrested in June of 2024 after Wolfe's 2024 trial offered new testimony corroborating messages evidence. He was formally indicted twice, first in October of 2024 and then in February of 2025 on charges of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. As the mid-2025, he has not yet gone to trial. Lane is currently awaiting trial, facing the same allegations leveled against Wolfe and several others. Involvement in the premeditated gang-style murder ordered by the Pagans MC leadership. You see, if these guys were a part of that club, then I don't believe it had anything to do. I mean, this was a personal thing between these guys. This guy was sleeping with the dude's girlfriend. So I don't know why they pulled the whole club into it. And let me make things aware. I am not a part of any club. I never claimed to be. I would never want to be. So, I mean, it's just crazy. So, John Lee Wolfe, convicted of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and firearms use during a felony. Wolfe and co-defendants have already been convicted and sentenced. He was sentenced in June of 2024 to life in prison without mercy or no parole for the murder, plus additional consecutive term for gang-related charges. Derek Clem, convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy, sentenced to life in prison with mercy, eligible for parole after 15 years, plus 1 to 5 years for conspiracy sentence, served concurrently. If it was consecutively, he'd be doing it right after. Dane Hall, convicted of conspiracy and firearms use, sentenced to 15 years plus 1 to 5 years consecutive for conspiracy. Austin Mullins, convicted of second-degree murder, firearms use. He received recidivist offense, sentenced to 40 years concurrent sentence. John Biller, also charged, but his trial hadn't occurred as of early 2025. Lane remains the only defendant whose trial has been repeatedly delayed. And here's the motorcycle club's background. The Pagans Motorcycle Club is a so-called 1% motorcycle club with history involvement in violent crime, drug trafficking, organized criminal activity across multiple states, especially in the eastern U.S. Branding the internal culture, emphasized loyalty above all, self-image as of outside conventional law and order. In the Silver case, prosecutors urged that the club's code, all on one, one on all, helped enable and sustain a conspiracy by reinforcing collective responsibility and silence, no face, no case among members. Why would they wear their pagan club attire to go do something like this? I don't get it. Am I missing something here? That's the girl's property of patch who this guy. Now, this is the guy. He was with this dude's girl, so that's her patch. It's a crazy case. If convicted, Lane faces hold on. Ryan Lane, despite not being the shooter, is indicted for first-degree murder and conspiracy in the death of Henry Silver, based on evidence of his coordinated via text messages with Wolfe and his presence at key meetings. Unlike co-defendants already convicted and sentenced, Lane is still awaiting trial, with 2 grand jury indictments in October and February, but no verdict as of yet. If convicted, Lane faces penalties ranging from life in prison for first-degree murder to decades behind bars, depending on the sentence and potential mercy recommendations. The case continues to unfold in Marion County, West Virginia, as Lane's legal fate remains pending. So the evidence that they have against him, the prosecution's strongest piece of evidence against Ryan Lane and others, is via text messages recovered from multiple phones, especially those belonging to John Wolfe, believed to have orchestrated the murder, Ryan Lane, Megan Ball, the girlfriend of Wolfe and secretly involved with the victim, other co-conspirators, including Derek Clem, Dane Hall, and Austin Mullins. The key messages involved Wolfe to Lane just minutes before the murder. Keep your phone. I might need bail money. Lane to Wolfe prior to the shooting. He's still around. Let's handle this. The group chat messages between the Pagans MC associates discussing of green light being given on Silver, coded reference to revenge. These messages placed Lane in direct communication with Wolfe in the moments leading up to the murders, indicating he knew a violent act was imminent and possibly helped coordinate it. The cell phone towers and GPS data. Prosecutors introduced location data from Lane's phone, as well as the phones and other co-conspirators. This data showed Lane was in close proximity to Wolfe shortly before the shooting. His device traveled from a known pagan clubhouse to areas near the crime scene. Several co-defendants' phones pinged off the towers near Carolina Arbor's apartments, where Silver was shot. There's surveillance footage, security camera footage from the Carolina Arbor's apartments and surrounding areas showed 2 men in ski masks approach Silver's vehicle around the time of the murder. A similar vehicle in description to the one registered to the Pagans members circling the complex minutes before the attack. Silver exiting his apartment and being confronted near his car before being fatally shot. While none of the men were clearly identified in the footage due to the mass, prosecutors tied the vehicles and the club and urged the assailants were in Lane's associates and argued the assailants were Lane's associates. And there's witness testimony. Megan Ball testified about her secret relationship to Henry Silver. Said Wolfe discovered the relationship and became violently angry, vowing to make an example of Silver. Claimed Wolfe and Lane spoke in code about taking care of it. There are confidential informants. 2 CIs testified that Lane was present at the meeting of the Pagans MC members where Wolfe brought up Silver's betrayal. Claimed Lane didn't object or appeared to approve of Wolfe's plan to eliminate Silver. One CI said Lane offered to get someone who could do it clean. Neighbors and onlookers. Several residents near the scene reported hearing gunshots around 10:15 p.m. and seeing 2 men fleeing in a dark SUV. One neighbor said they saw the same SUV earlier in the day in the nearby parking lot, and the men wearing cuts and motorcycle vests with pagan insignia. Here's the physical evidence they have. Although the murder weapons were never recovered, investigators found a burned pile of clothing, including Pagan's vests and ski mask, in a wooded area not far from the home of one of the co-defendants. DNA could not be conclusively matched to Lane, but fibers from the vest matched fibers found in his vehicle. A set of fingerprints on the car near the scene belonged to Pagan's members close to Lane, strengthening the group's conspiracy angle. And the motive for the situation, the state argued that the murder was driven by revenge and the Pagans' code of enforcement. Silver had disrespect to Pagans MC officer by having a romantic relationship with this woman. This is considered an offense punishable by death under the 1% outlaw culture. Their betrayal or humiliation met with violence. Lane, being a patched-in member, allegedly followed the club's creed, all for one and one for all. Prosecutor's final argument. During the trials, Wolfe and others used a roadmap for Lane's up-and-coming trial. The lead prosecutor told the jury, "This is not a bar fight. This was an orchestrated, deliberate execution carried out in silence under the banner of the gangs that thrive on loyalty and fear. Lane wasn't just in the loop. He helped make the loop tight enough to kill." It's crazy. Crazy situation. But honestly, I don't think the club had anything to do with it. Like, I don't think it was on behalf of the motorcycle club. I think these guys acted in their own accord. That's what people out, or the media, doesn't understand. That people do things in life. But just because people do things, why is the club responsible for the things people do? Like when there's a bad police officer, do they say that the police are a gang? Or do they say, oh, this person went to this church, they should demonize the church? Like, it's just crazy. Or this person was a part of this social club. It makes no sense at all. None. The way the media portrays these clubs. They're just motorcycle clubs. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But we talk about that on up-and-coming episode of Chatting with Stacks with Jeremy. You guys know who Jeremy is, the ex-Banditos member. He's got a lot to say, and we're talking about a lot of it. So, in other news, so he's going to trial soon. He had a court hearing, this Ryan Lane guy, and he will be going to trial soon, and we'll see what happens. We will keep you in the loop. So, we're going to talk about this guy. Felon arrested on weapons and gang paraphernalia seized after Dallas shooting call. Now, this happened in Dallas, Texas. This guy's name is David Frank. Dallas police have arrested David Frank, 54, following an active shooter call on July 16, 2025. In the block of 1500 block of North Beckley Avenue. The arrest led to the seizure of firearms, body armor, and items associated with a known motorcycle gang, but they didn't name the motorcycle gang. Southwest patrol officers responded to the area approximately 9:45 p.m. after a witness reported seeing a man shooting at a car. Upon arrival at the residence on Beckley Avenue, officers located Frank along with evidence of the recent shooting, including fired cartridge casings, and appeared to be blood on the ground. Detectives were called to the scene to obtain a search warrant, which was executed by the Southwest CRT officers. The search yielded 2 handguns, ammunition, and body armor. Investigators also discovered gang paraphernalia and memorabilia linked to a known motorcycle gang, including leather vests or cuts adorned with associated patches. A second search warrant was granted specifically to seize the gang-related items. Although there are no formal reports of aggravated assault, our officers and detectives use strategic investigative tools to continue working the case, which led to a dangerous gang member being off the streets, said a deputy. He is being charged with the following charges: unlawful carrying of a weapon with felony conviction, second-degree felony, unlawful possession of body armor by a felon, third-degree felony, discharge of a firearm in certain municipalities. That's a Class C misdemeanor. The investigation is documented under case blah, 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 blah. So this guy is screwed. And it looks like maybe he got into a fight. And then maybe went and did something like that. Crazy. A lot of crazy stuff happening. Path Killer, what's good? How are you? Keep up the good work, bringing the latest content to us, of course, always. So Loud, what's going on? Brothers and sisters, much honor and respect from the beautiful backcountry of North Carolina. Shout out to North Carolina. A lot of good people down there. Bella, how are you? Good afternoon or good morning. Judas, what's going on? Good to see you again, chat. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining us. It's a better way to destroy an organization than to push the narrative. What better way to destroy an organization? 100%. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to demonize these clubs, and they're just motorcycle clubs. Certain people in the motorcycle clubs do bad things that doesn't reflect on the club as a whole. I think them putting on patches and stuff like that and going and committing them crimes was a terrible thing for the club. But I don't know anything. I'm not a part of any club. I'm just on the outside looking in, right? But my job is to show you guys that they're just clubs. They're not an organized crime syndicate. Certain people maybe get arrested and do different things. And I talked to Jeremy about this, the former bandito, and he explains it pretty well. So that one will be dropping probably early next week. But I got some other content on the way. Miklo is coming up. He's going to explain on how he discovered that Caleb Harris was plagiarizing his book and how all this came about. It's pretty crazy. And how Vice was aware that he plagiarized Miklo's book, and they still put out the episode. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff that they would run with it and not care that it's not true. It's just crazy. Why would they do that? It makes absolutely no sense. Because, like he was saying, they used to care about the truth. And listen, I will let people come up here, and if you're going to lie, you're going to get caught. And we're going to double back and let it be known. Like this guy, fake Hells Angel international president, claimed his father started the Hells Angels and he's an honorary member. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not, George Courtney. And your name is not Bishop, so stop the bullshit. And then this guy, Caleb. No, you're not. No, you're not. And I will take you up on that $500 bet. I'll put $5,000 on it that you are not a part of anything. Red Devils, huh? Shout out to the Red Devils, the real Red Devils. How do you go from being in the Red Devils to being Lou Dobkin's grandson? How does that happen? This dude is a straight weirdo. And I'm glad that we can help. But if you guys give him money, hey, that's on you. But he is trying to receive money from in a devious way. He's putting out misinformation, and it's not right. And Vice is fully aware of all this. And everyone that was on that episode on Vice, they didn't want nothing to do with it when they found out that this guy was going to be a part of it. Every single person said, I don't want to be on that with him. Nope. And they still did it. So, hey, I think Vice is losing some credibility pretty hard. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking the time. We got a lot more content on the way. I might be doing another show today because there's so much going on. But I got some cool videos to show you guys, some funny ones. And I'm going to bring you the best content around.
I want to do bad things, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
So stay tuned. I appreciate all you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.